Warriors, Diane Kazer here. Today we have a very awesome topic, and it is apple cider vinegar. So I get this question a lot because I recommend it a lot, and I see a lot of benefits from my clients and our patients from consuming it or using it in their household. The first video that we're going to do now is the top 5 benefits. You'll want to come back to watch top 5 ways, the most popular ways that people use it, and then the top 5 most common questions that I get in terms of like how much and when and all that stuff. So here we go. Weight loss. It is an amazing side effect of drinking apple cider vinegar. And so how is that? I've listed 20 things here. So this is the first video on weight loss. It reduces inflammation. It reduces belly fat, it reduces belly bloat, and it reduces food cravings by the way of increasing satiety, which means I feel fuller for longer. In fact, people who supplement with apple cider vinegar before meals throughout the day will eat between 200 to 275 fewer calories a day. 1 pound of fat weighs 3,600 calories, so you do the math. In about 15 days, it's a pound of fat, so every little bit counts. And it's not just fat that we're losing. Like we talked about, water weight, inflammation, toxins are stored in fat. So apple cider vinegar is a healthy bacteria that will actually ask all of these toxins to leave the body. And so we see the benefits of all of these things in weight loss. So number 2 is gorgeous skin. How is that? So again, we just talked about pathogens. What are pathogens? So pathogens are candida, which is a fungus, parasites and bad bacteria and viruses, just basically anything that takes away resources from us, so survives off of us and steals our resources, leaving us feeling more tired. When apple cider vinegar comes in and starts getting rid of the bad guys, then there's less crap that shows up on our skin. Basically, our skin is our largest excretory and absorbent organ, and so whatever our body is holding onto in terms of excess toxins or pathogens, like fungus, it's gonna show on our skin. In fact, check this out. If you get a zit or like some kind of acne something on your face and it's like a whitehead looking thing and you try to squeeze it and like nothing comes out, that is fungus. That's yeast. That could be candida. And so one of the great things that apple cider vinegar does is asks that candida, asks that yeast to get out. And so you'll see less acne. So it works really well for acne, but it also helps to get rid of other things. So you may see a die-off reaction. And I'm gonna talk about that in the 3rd video. Number 3, energy. Stoked on this, and we'll talk about the recipe that I recommend instead of coffee maybe in the morning and then throughout the day. So energy, how? The majority of us do not produce enough hydrochloric acid to break down food. Guess what ACV is? It's acidic. So it gives us the acid that we need to break down protein and other food particles. So when we're eating protein, protein turns into individual amino acids, which turns into neurotransmitters. Amino acids broken down create muscle. More muscle means more metabolic, and when we're more metabolic, that's hard to say, then we're gonna be dropping more fat at resting. So that's amazing. We become more of an engine, more of a fat burning engine, and we're more efficient at utilizing energy. And then the other thing when it comes to breaking down food is if you have amino acids that turn into protein, you also then have the neurotransmitters that become mood. So I didn't really note that one on there, but things like tryptophan and serotonin and dopamine, those are all of our happy neurotransmitters that make us feel chill and just even keel throughout the day. So when you break down your food better, there's going to be a lot of benefits to it. And you see a lot of people who are on all of these acid suppressing medications because doctors are saying that you have too much stomach acid, which leads to heartburn. Well, actually, the majority of Americans, in fact, they're estimating that 90% plus don't have enough stomach acid. And it's just that we're eating too many acidic foods. That's why we get heartburn. It alkalinizes our blood. We are very acidic because we're eating very acidic foods and we're not breathing right throughout the day. We're not getting enough sleep, etc. All those things make us very acidic. Stress makes us very acidic. acid causes disease like cancer. If you have anybody in your family, or if this is you, that has gallstones or kidney stones, or if you have UTIs, that you might have some crystals up in there in urethra, all of these stones are calcification of bone tissue. And so what apple cider vinegar does, it goes through and just dissolves those suckers right up. And it's not gonna hurt coming out like a lot of people are like, oh yeah, it hurts to pass a stone, but it actually dissolves the stones. It doesn't just remove them or displace them. It dissolves those guys and gets them out of your body so that you don't have as many gallstones. Now the cool thing about that, if it's in your gallbladder, because we have stones all throughout our body and calcification can happen anywhere, but gallstones is actually something that will get in the way of our body's ability to break down fat. And guess what hormones are made out of? Fat. So we've got the hormones, sex hormones, sleep hormones, and stress hormones. We need all three of those, especially the stress hormones. We need those more than ever because we are under so much stress. We also need sex hormones like estrogen and testosterone for fertility and sex drive and motivation and energy and all of these things and growth. So the more that we're able to break down our fats, the more hormones that we have and the better we feel throughout the day. So that's great energy. So you can ditch your coffee and drink this. Number 4, this is big for me because I had an autoimmune disease and I fought it and I reversed it. It's called Hashimoto's. And there are like 150 plus autoimmune diseases now. There's many. It just basically means that your immune system is confused and starts attacking your own body parts. And so it helps to improve immunity. So it helps to reverse autoimmune diseases by calming the immune system down, less colds and flus, less allergies. Yeah, this is especially for moms who have kids. Instead of going to the store and buying all this over-the-counter stuff like Sudafed that makes your body worse and the liver has to work harder to filter all these artificial things out of the body. Migraines, headaches, itching, rashes, bites, sunburns. I can keep going on and on. Warts. Stuff down here. One of my clients actually had gone through my last cleanse where I'd recommended this a lot, ACV before every meal. And her migraines were completely gone. Completely gone. She got off her medication. Another client was on high blood pressure medication, was able to get off completely. 3 rungs in his belt, gone. So this is, of course, not just ACV that's to the rescue, but of course paired with a healthy lifestyle and sleeping and all the other great things that come along with total wellness. And exercise, of course, too. So the other client that I had that had done this went through and lost 7 pounds of belly bloat that she was never able to get rid of. Side note, from apple cider vinegar. So fungus is the candida that we talked about earlier, and I've suffered from fungus issues for a long time, my whole life in fact, and they would always just give me things like diflucan to try to get rid of it, and it would just always come back, always. I had all of the symptoms, the classic symptoms of having a fungal overgrowth. I just had no idea when I was younger. So I hope to empower you guys now so that you can learn more about this for you and your kids. Fungus issues, what does that surface as, these symptoms, and how does ACV help to combat that? Yeast infections will go away. Urinary tract infections go away. Athlete's foot, see you later. I used to have that too. Oh my God, it's so annoying. You don't sprinkle your shoes anymore with that powdered crap. Nail fungus. Oh God, you don't have to go spend so much money on pedicures and manicures. That'll save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a year. Dandruff. I still get a little bit of dandruff because I tend to be yeasty on the inside. We'll talk about the mixtures next on how you can get rid of it with ACV. And then eczema. Eczema is something I see a ton of people suffering from. So all of these skin issues, a lot of dryness, a lot of rashes, they can be reversed and combated with apple cider vinegar. Make sure to move on to the next video. I'm gonna teach you guys exactly how to use it so that you guys can feel empowered and take this into your own home. All right, here we go. Thanks a lot, warriors. Either subscribe or move on to the next video. Cool?